All
All
right,
right,
boys.
sick.
Let's get started. The long-awaited tier list. The guest for
Damn
this
right.
one is my good buddy Shib. Shib is responsible for doing all of the casting. Well, not all of the casting, but in my opinion, Shib Dogman, and I think a lot of people share this opinion, are the two goated casters in the Ignite scene. And so we've been lucky enough to be blessed by Shib and his opinions with us here today. And it's just going to be the standard tier list format that you guys are used to. We're going to do tank and then DPS and then support. And then after that, we'll sort everything together. And yeah, I think that's about everything. So we'll start
Yes,
off
sir.
here with Hulk. And you guys know if you ever watch my stream that Monster is a really good friend of mine, and he's been like one of the pioneers for this character ever since release. And after talking to Monster and talking to Cart as well, who's also like a really good Hulk player, I think this character is insane right now. I think he's S tier. Like genuinely, if you can pilot this
Really?
character,
Okay.
yeah, if you can pilot this character, which I think he's the hardest tank in the game to play, but the stuff I've seen Monster do with the Primal or like the I forget the name of the ult, you would know, I'm sure. Um,
Oh yeah, it's literally just called. I think it's called Hulk Hour. I gotta look. It's something stupid like that. So I never even
yeah,
say it.
yeah, it's something, but Monster Hulk basically, like it can juggle Sue out of their ults, it can juggle people out of like cloak ults. I've seen Monster juggle a cloak in the air and kill her like that. Like it is just crazy what this character is capable of. The bubble
Mm.
buffs on the cooldown, the clap increased damage does matter. I just think he's really, really, really good.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't have getting pushed around anymore. I mean, I feel like he
Yeah,
still has the same issues as the damage, right? And again, just to bounce it back and forth, same issues as just raw damage. Now you can't really push and pull. There's less movement and pull
yeah,
worries from Bucky. Still has the issue with damage, but if you're moving and if you're jumping, which is a faster cooldown now, he's
yeah,
definitely
that
easier
too.
to maneuver.
Yeah, I forgot about that change too. He also can't be eaten by Jeff, which is like a massive, massive buff too. Like he just like ignores it. Um,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
can't be
massive.
pulled
Actually, I forgot
off.
about that.
Yeah, can't be pulled off by Spider-Man. Can't be pushed away by Sue. Can still be like frozen and stuff, but he's such a big target. And when he's ulting and doing all this stuff, people are gonna panic and shoot him. And so a lot of the time he just gets woken up or unfrozen instantly. So, but yeah, I think he's really good. I think those busted wonders for him.
And the Angela pull, right? That's also another huge counter, especially at the top level of play because Angels are strong. Whenever they see him, he's massive. So you could normally, or back in the last season, pull him, but now you're just kind of screwed when you're in front of his face. He's going to
Yeah.
destroy your shield in a second.
Monster in chat just said S tier, my boy. Monster, what do you think? I think if you say anything lower than high A tier, you're trolling. Hulk goes A. I would be willing to drop Hulk
I
to
would
like
have said
high
A. I
A,
would have said A.
but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he's bottom S, high A, like between one of these two.
Okay.
But if Monster
I
says
should I?
A and you say A, we can drop him high A. I'm down with that.
Oh, okay. And I was going to say, do you want me to, when I'm placing these because I'm placing them at the same time as you?
hmm
Do we when we go back and forth? Do you want me to put it in my spot and then we essentially go and talk it out and then change it from there, or how do you normally do it with people?
We normally just like I normally just
Same time.
yeah,
Okay.
same time. But if you have like a different opinion on it, we could cross-reference it afterwards as well and do it like that. I haven't done that before.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Cap. So I think Cap is still really, really good. I would probably put him A tier.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Reliable. He just always can do his job well. His ult is really strong. The ultimate acceleration part of his kit's also really strong. Can always access the backline. Super annoying when you're dealing with a good Cap. Shield is really good for dealing with Luna Freeze, Mantis Sleep, that type of thing. And he's just really solid. I don't think he's like ever super bad, but I do think that other tanks can do what he's doing better right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's good in team play because it's a similar story with most dive tanks. If you have good communication, they're going to be strong. But Cap has an answer ultimate, essentially another strat ult. He does have ult battery, which is good for those mega gambit recycle comps. It's going to give you the edge to be able to gambit ult a little bit faster. But outside of that, I'm with you. I think his dive is just nothing compared to not nothing, but not as strong compared to the other dive tanks.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure if he's better or worse than Hulk. I'm gonna leave him behind Hulk for right now, but he's good. All
Yeah,
right,
it depends. Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Oh, I grabbed Groot on accident. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the Strange buffs were good. I have been seeing a lot more Strange. The Strange ults have been a lot more consistent. Like I've had a lot of teams, and like my team get wiped by Strange ults. I've seen my teammates Strange wipe any enemy teams with their ults. You can kill through support ults now with your burst as well. I think it's you can kill Sue through her ults, but you can't kill Luna obviously because she's CC immune, and you can't kill Mantis because the overshield. I think you can kill Cloak. I think it's close. I remember that we tested it, but maybe the 275 breakpoint for Cloak push it like slightly over the edge if it's just the strange damage. But I know for a fact that you can kill Sue through her ult, which is really,
Yeah,
really
it's
big because of how popular that character is.
Agreed. It's it's the same song and dance maybe for people that are confused. You essentially just get to 100 dark energy, you pop over, you do a full suite of your left click, you melee immediately, and then press E. And if she's
Yeah.
hit by the ult, it should instantly take her out. But I think the 275 breakpoint made it so you can't do it on cloak.
Yeah.
I figured I mentioned that,
Yeah,
but I
because
still try it
yeah,
because you can have some focus and she goes
any
down
amount of
25
damage
HP.
that helps him, she will die. Like
Yeah,
100%. And the
exactly.
yeah, the Sue healing is less than the cloak healing, which is why I think the cloak breakpoint is not possible with just Strange and the Sue one is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
So I think I'm
So
gonna
where
move
do you think he should go?
I don't know. So the thing about tanks right now, Shiv, is I think the tank balance in this game is actually immaculate. I think all of the tanks are decent, if not good. And so the placements of them are really close together, but I still think that Strange is probably the worst tank in the game. He's not bad at all, but I think he's still the worst in slot tank.
Really? Okay. Even
Yeah.
after the penny nerfs, you think? Even after penny nerf or penny change?
I think so. I think. Maybe
Interesting.
you
I
could
wouldn't
argue
say that,
Penny,
but
but
yeah,
okay, so a big problem with Strange, and the reason I'm putting him below Penny, is when you have a Strange on your team, portaling back is a big mechanic in this game. And if you're Strange, can't portal back because
true.
he didn't die, it means that you could lose the fight, like lose the point when otherwise you would have been able to win.
No, you're definitely right about that. That's for sure. I mean, the idea, the only way, yeah, and you're right because you can't really circumvent it except for
Yeah,
if you like hard in and then swap immediately in loading. But
yeah. But no one's doing that in
which you
ranks,
can
you
make.
know? Like that would happen in pro play,
Yeah.
but nobody's doing that in ranks. And I still think that
I mean,
he's just an Iron Fist victim, a Wolf victim.
mhm.
Emma's buffs made him worse as well. Hulk, like he
No,
just still
I
has
fully
bad
agree with that.
matchups
He's
for him.
definitely an Iron Fist and Wolf victim without a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm 1,000% with that. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if it's worse in slot, especially just because the jump, like the leap, the consistency and all is so much better. But I'm with you. The
hmm
fact that you can't portal if you're playing him is a problem as consistently. So I could see that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
down to put him there because I want to see how it shakes out as we talked about the other
Yeah. We
tanks.
can
But
adjust it later for sure. Okay.
okay.
Let's move on to Groot. Uh, Groot, ever since that Iron World change, bro, this character is just Thanos. I think he's the best tank in the game. He's just like unreal. He enables the front to back spam playstyle harder than any other character in the game. Triple support comps are built with Groot. All of the counterplay that you had with him being like he's a slow, vulnerable target or he's a slow target that's vulnerable to forced movement, i.e., Wolf, Sue, Angela. Uh, took that out of the game basically because Groots are just putting their iron walls around corners and they're just immune to everything. So it's very difficult to actually be able to like force him or get a grab on him against good Groots. And his ult is just instant team wipe. His ult is just insane. He builds it so fast. He does a ton of damage. Like there's nothing that this character can't do besides dive, obviously. But
Yeah,
I just
and
think
one
he's
of the
so
things
good.
that he does differently is he's one of the tanks that you can actually burst through strat ults with focus. Like you
Exactly.
enable yourself to win against triple more so than you would with a lot of other tanks. And the reason that way people liked Mag so much is he also has an ult that's such a threat into strat ults. So
Yeah.
it's like having Groot with the same thing is massive, especially with like you're saying the Ironwood wall changes have made him so much better. Me personally, I've always said since the change Groot's busted. I've been playing him like it's my job.
Yeah. Groot's insanely good. I ban him. If I'm not banning Gene, hella Gambit, I'm banning Groot. Like all four of those characters, I think are like unreal, and you're justified in banning any of them. But yeah, Groot's just crazy. Not much else to say.
I'm
Let's
with you, thousand
yeah
percent. Not I agree. Not much to say about that. I'm with you on
yeah.
that.
Let's move over to Emma. So I think Emma's really strong. I don't think that she needed those buffs. Like that was the first time ever since her release where she wasn't completely taking over the game from the tank role. But now I think like I've seen so much more Emmas and she does so much damage. Diamond form is crazy. I think getting one shot by a tank should not be in the game personally. Like it's okay if it has something that has a ton of windup or an ult. Like Reinhardt from Overwatch, his pin is fine because it's very telegraphed and everything. But Emma just grabs you, dashes at you, and then kills you instantly, and it's on demand too, you know?
Yeah, I've loved Emma. I mean, I've played her every single season. I think,
hmm
dude, I don't know. I just with this Groot for me, with this season, the way Groot, how strong Groot is in Mag in the front line, a lot of the times you find yourself using Diamond to save laser charge because a lot of the duelists are super mobile that are meta too. Even the hit scan ranged duelists have mobility and ways to get away from you.
Yeah,
I don't know. I struggle. I struggle to say she's nearly as much of a raid boss as when she first came out, when it was double shield problem and you were just
yeah,
bullying the tanks nonstop.
yeah.
Nowadays, like I still like playing her, but I find it like Yeah, I can get the occasional diamond form takedown, but then I'm out of my diamond cooldown. I'm back to laser mode, and then I just get walled off, and I can't have a jump anymore. You know what I mean? They're getting shielded by anyone I'm grabbing, and it just has no impact. I don't know. I think she's A now. I think she's
Really?
just based on the just have the mobility in the damage right now. I think she's fallen off, but I
Okay.
know as a duelist, you get choked by, and you're like, fuck this character. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think it's because I feel so strongly about the hero because I play a lot of the characters that she's really good into.
Mm,
So I will definitely move her down to A. I'll take your experience on the character because you've been playing it since release. I don't play him at all. So I'll
hmm
definitely fall back on your judgment there. I can definitely see why those would be concerns. It just feels so oppressive to play against a good Emma, man. It's
Sure.
just, yeah,
And it depends on who you're playing, right? Like I said, like
yeah,
when you go back to like the meta, let's say you're going against a Phoenix, Iron Fist Bro. Even in what I was telling you, what I was telling chat in the last tier list, even on Iron Fist Bro, I'll switch to her because I need to live. I'll
yeah.
go fist. I'll choke Simon Bro. I'll kick him into a wall. If he uses his left click in during the animation flying towards the wall, it immediately changes the momentum from him flying towards the wall towards back at me, cancels the kick damage stun, and he's right back on my face.
Wait, really?
As
If you
long as
hold left click
yes,
as Iron Fist, you don't take the damage from the kick against the wall?
as long as you land a click a button towards somebody with the auto lock while you're in the animation backwards, it doesn't impact
Oh, nuclear. Good
him against the
comms.
wall. So I'm
Good
like, what's the
comms.
answer to this character?
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, it's happened to me like 500
Yeah.
times. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's an input you have to do to make it work, but I promise you it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So
One of my good friends, and he's a frequent viewer of my chat or my stream, is a Diet Thor, and he's an Iron Fist OTP. And he's constantly like really, really high rank, and we talk about Iron Fist all the time. And he last season, I should say, like season 4, 4.5, like pre-Gambit, he was always talking about how you have to permaban Emma to play Iron Fist. But I don't think he knows about that tech. Otherwise, I don't think he would complain about it. Like not taking damage from the kick is massive. So
well, you take damage from the initial kick, but you don't get the
yeah,
stun into the
the
wall,
big
which is where the real
damage.
damage is. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I'll have to talk to him about that. But he hates Emma. He thinks
Yeah.
it's unplayable for Iron Fist.
Yeah, I mean, I switched to it, and yes, it still happens, but sometimes I'll go against these fists that'll do that every single time I'm kicking, and I'm like, well, what's? I mean, if you're right up against the wall, there's no way it's going to happen. But if you
Yeah.
have any sort of like, I know the distance of the wall kick
Any
at this point because I've
distance.
been playing it so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
any distance and you're cooked.
Yeah. It's good to know. All right. We'll leave Emma in A for now. Um.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
again, we could switch it later as
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
going, but
So Mag. I mean, nothing else to say. Nothing changes with Mag. He's just S tier. No.
yeah, yeah,
I just
100%.
like he was already S tier before they gave him double bubble and Gambit team up, but
Yeah.
they gave him double bubble and Gambit, so like it's like there's nothing else to say. He's just better. Like,
No, I'm 1,000% with that. I mean,
yeah,
it just made him better. They've never hurt him, and I think that the Gambit team, it's actually not bad, especially when you're clumping as a unit. And you just get ult super quick, and
yeah,
that's the goal with that. You just
yeah,
dunk bubble or dunk rocks all day, and as long as you're good with them, you're making big plays.
yeah. I don't think I've ever put this character lower than A tier, like
Me either.
ever. Yeah. Just S. Moving on. Nothing else to say. All right, Penny. So Penny was hurt a lot this patch. Like I know she got 50 health from
Yes.
the team up with Spider-Man, but losing the double beacon or like the double nest was a really, really big hit to her. It's like why she was so oppressive. I
Mm,
haven't talked to any Penny one tricks too much about it, but definitely playing against her quite a bit, she feels less oppressive, but she still is annoying. Like she gets those one shots still. I can still feel the
yeah.
pressure on like Clintar or like Central Park. It's still annoying. Definitely way, way worse than she used to be. And I think she's probably C tier now. I think you're gonna have a lot harder time of getting a lot of value on this character, like BC maybe. I'm curious to see what her win rate drops to though, because I don't know if you're familiar with the win rate shit, but she's had like a 60% win rate ever
Super
since the
high.
Rocket team up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, so I know so here's the problem I have with Penny, because I know there's certain maps that she's a raid boss on, and especially when the double spawner was there, it was like just incredibly difficult to handle. And the only real thing was like you just farm Phoenix ult and you just launch in and try to get a pick, and then everything you just walk immediately and you hope that everything's destroyed
yeah,
and walk through it. But I don't know. I mean, with one spawner now, as long as you somewhat take an off angle on height and you just focus the spawner, she has literally nothing. She has, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you just have to like make that a priority one, and that's my biggest problem with her. Again, certain maps it's hard to see the spawner, you have to take a weird angle and put yourself in danger, so that's like a whole nother conversation. But
hmm
I just think that that's a huge hit, like a huge hit.
yeah. I agree with that. Honestly, like only having one nest to worry about is a really big deal. Her ult isn't that impactful.
It's
I
useless all. I mean, it
yeah,
spreads the minds, which is nice, but
yeah. I would be
I don't
down
know.
to put her in worse than Slot over Strange. Even though like not being able to port back is a problem, like at least Strange can make plays with his ult. And he does pretty decent damage, even though
Yeah,
he's still like vulnerable to stuff. It's just these two characters are so close. I think they're both towards the bottom end of the tier list for tanks. And you could argue either way, but I'm down to put Penny as the new worst in Slot after losing her team up and leaving Strange in like C tier.
yeah, okay. I'm cool with that too. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Again, it's up to you, buddy. We're I want you leading this, but I agree. I think that she gets massively hurt, and I think Strange still has the ability to take out strats in ult now with especially invis, which is huge.
yeah, yeah.
And she doesn't guarantee that by any
Gambit
means.
too. Gambit, like a lot of Gambit players in
Yeah,
ranks will get overzealous and they'll run into a Strange and just get ulted and die. I've seen it happen so many times.
yeah. You just have to make your whole priority on you being on top of Gambit when you press Q, and by the just the desync, him trying to dash out still gets caught. You
Yeah,
have to be like on top of his head for falling down, but you
yeah,
can make it happen. You just have to hard target prio that.
yeah. I agree. All right. Who's next? Venom.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Gambit's out of the game, Venom instantly goes up. Like I think he's high A. If Gambit's
Okay.
in the game though, I think he's B. I think the problem with Venom versus Gambit is not only can you cleanse the tendrils, but it's so hard to hit your ult on him because of his dashes. And also, if you're playing against Gambit Loki, the Loki's gonna have greens. The Loki's gonna
Mm-hmm.
have the Gambit copy for the dash, and the Gambit ult itself makes you move and jump so high that you can never get a chomp.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
I don't
You're just
know.
caught underground trying to find one victim that's falling down from the Gambit ult.
Yeah,
Um, I'm with you. I think I put him in situational A for the same reason because I think, which is tricky. It's essentially like B, but it's more so like and there's certain comps that he's like a raid boss and he has a billion
yeah,
HP.
yeah,
But if they are going to be super mobile backline and protecting each other, especially like a Loki Gambit, obviously, even Invis isn't bad because you're going to self shield battle and jump out every time he ults if you can.
yeah.
But
He also struggles in
yeah,
the
I
suit
just
too.
think
That's a big deal.
exactly.
Yeah. I think
So
I would,
that's
yeah,
my thought.
I would rather have, assuming that Thing is gone. I think Hulk is unplayable if Thing is in the game. But if Thing is gone, I think Hulk is better than Venom and Cap. I'd rather have like a good Hulk on my team. I think this hero just does so much in the ult.
Yeah, it's threatening for sure, and he's going
Yeah,
to have way more focus in team comms as you get higher.
yeah. And the bubble is just insane. Like the bubble, like Hulk himself counters Venom because you bubble chomp.
Yeah, yeah. You have to. I mean, it's another cool. It's a massive cooldown to save even for like Strange and for any of that. You have to
Yeah,
see bubble go off first.
yeah, for sure. All right, Thor. I think Thor's B. I think he's good. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's good. Sorry. I don't think he's bad. I think he's good, but he's not great.
Yeah, I'm fully behind that. I think the tricky part is when you because I'm sure on your video you're going to see this. The people in comments are going to be pissed about it because obviously Thor's great in the ladder when you're climbing, especially lower ranks,
Yeah,
and because he's just a beefier or duelist. You just walk out the back line and be very aggro and then try to dash away, or
yeah,
you just constantly pull the front line and they don't know how to handle it because they're still working on the game, figuring out the game and stuff.
yep,
But it has the same struggles as Hulk with less crazy damage burst potential in ult and stuff like that. I
yeah.
just think
He's the best 1v1
he
hero in the
struggles to
game.
damage.
He has a lot of mobility, pretty hard, like
Yeah.
deceptively hard to kill. Um, Displacement is really, really, really good. His displacement is insane. Um, I think his problem though, why he's not higher than the other tanks, is he's less versatile. He just struggles
Yeah.
against range damage, and the DPS in this game, the dominant ones are all range damage dealers. And I think he also gets ran over by Emma. Um,
Yeah.
I think certain maps he can struggle to close the gap before he gets poked out. But you could definitely like one trick this character to whatever rank that you want. He's just gonna You're gonna feel it whenever you're playing against like a Hela, Namor, Jean Grey, Bucky type of comps. And he's also kind of a thing victim too. He just gets shut down by any type of crowd control.
Yeah, like you're saying, a lot of these vanguards have that potential to one trick up top. Up to the top. I think they all have unique
Yeah,
strengths. Yeah, I think he struggles under raw damage heavy, like you're saying, which is like the poke meta. Even like
yeah,
punny shotgun up close and
oh yeah,
Wolverine and displacement from invis, all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. That's
Even
a problem.
Cloak
Bucky
double
pull.
blind. Yeah, Hawkeye
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Hawkeye destroys him.
yeah. All right,
But yeah, he's strong, scary,
yeah.
can be.
Moving on, we got the Thing. I think this is the most power crept tank in the game. I think he's S. I think this character is crazy. He is so good. If not S, like high A, like maybe behind Emma, maybe above Emma, but like he just so much shielding, so much damage. The discord on his jump, or like the vulnerability, like when you turn purple on the jump. He invalidates so many heroes, like completely makes Daredevil worthless, shuts down Hulk, shuts down Panther, shuts down Wolf. Like all the melee characters are gonna struggle into him besides like maybe Deadpool or um, Iron Fist. But he's just hard, bro.
You say you're saying in general. Yeah, I mean, I think he
Hard to
excels
play
heavy.
against.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He excels heavy into those melee comp cheeses. You know what I mean? You see a lot of people in ladder, especially like the magic fists, like in your face Wolverine stuff. If you play thing, they have to switch
yeah.
if
Even
your team's
flyers, he
semi locked
hard
in.
counters flyers. You can't do anything.
True,
If you try playing
true.
Ultron or Torch or something, the thing he
Angela.
just Angela too. He just jumps you and just punches you and you fall to the ground. It's just crazy, and he can keep you there too.
Yeah. Yeah, like exactly against Angela too. It's just like a nightmare to handle. Like you'd punch her once, she's down on the ground, your whole team is just absolutely frying her. But
Yeah,
yeah, and I think purple is a huge call. And that's why in all these tournaments, because there's gonna be people that are mind blown by. I'm it's funky for me to put him up in S. I don't know if like because he's so counterable too. If you play the right thing and you play super
yeah.
range poke and just, but he just has no answer. But you know, with that, it's tricky because it's like that purple is like no other. No one else has on demand double damage buff like that where you can just fry besides like cloak, and that's a downside in her ultimate. You know, because it's just not a great ult.
Yeah,
But he,
he's kind of like what Penny used to be, where he has his weaknesses that are very obvious to exploit. Just poke him, but he is so strong when he's good. It's overwhelmingly powerful. Like you can't do anything.
yeah, yeah,
And
agreed. I mean, we've seen him a lot in these tournaments, bro. He's played all the
yeah,
time right
like
now.
he's perma played in tournaments. He's played a lot in scrims. Like I want to put him and S and Emma like around the same tier because I think they're two sides of the same coin where Emma dominates things in her range and Thing gets dominated by things like it's kind of like the same, right? Like they just do the same thing in different ways.
Sure.
Except Thing more shuts down DPS and more shuts down tanks.
Yeah.
So I think they both kind of do. You could put one the either way. You could put them in high A tier, low S tier, but they're both insane, I think.
Yeah, and I've already got some people saying like, "But you can just melt him." He does have movement cooldowns too, pretty heavy ones. Like he can get out of dodge pretty quick as long as you're semi smart with who you're going against and what cooldown you need to save at all times.
Yeah, yeah, and the best part about it is like you could pair him with a tank that could cover his weaknesses. So you could pick a mag with the thing, and
Yeah,
the mag will absorb all of that spam pressure and allow the thing to do what he needs to be doing.
yeah.
And
Play secondary, essentially drop back, let him kind of be annoying and just constantly bubble him
yeah,
when he's in
and
trouble.
exactly, and he's got a decent team up with Sue as well, and Sue's like always played. Like I think he's just really solid. There's some situations where you're gonna have to swap, but most of the time you could just get away with it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm down to put him up there again. You're the boss of this one. I'm just here to see if I have a different opinion and give you some feedback. And I think this is great so far.
Cool, cool. So last but not least, we got the new one, Tank Pool. And so there's only one icon for Deadpool, so people who are watching this on YouTube are gonna have to go back and like see where we place the different versions of Deadpool. But I think Tank Pool, I've swayed my opinion so much on this character ship. I thought for a while that Tank Pool was the worst, and that he was mid, and then I thought Dual Pool was the worst, and then I thought Heal Pool was the worst, and I've kind of landed on I think that you were right the entire time. I think Tank Pool is the best variation, and I think he is high A tier, maybe
Okay.
S, maybe.
Wow, you go S. I don't know if I'd go
Yeah,
S.
he
I think his. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah no. So what makes this character so strong is he is worthless without his upgrades, like all the other Deadpools. But what
Yeah.
makes him so strong is his aura and his sword ult. So the aura gives insane attack speed, and when it's upgraded, it gives your allies 20% damage reduction, which allows you to survive Moon Knight ult, which is a massive, massive deal. Like if you support ult with a
Mm,
tank pool in your team, and the tank pool pops the aura, you will survive, which is huge. And then it also allows you to survive Gene ult. The bubble lets you survive like any type of big burst. Like if you're ever playing in like lower elos where Scarlet and Spider or not Spider-Man, Iron Man are more popular.
Magneto.
Magneto, yeah, that's an even better example. You just drop the
Yeah,
bubble in the
that's a
3
good
ult.
example.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Yeah, you can cut off support heal like the support ult healing with the bubble as well. But the
Mm,
strongest part of this character is what you do is you upgrade the sword ult and you upgrade your dash, and the sword ult gives you reset on your dash. So you could dash 6 times, alt, dash 6 more times for your jackpot. And what you do is you greed your jackpot, meaning that there's 12 seconds that like you have on the base alt. And then right before it ends, or right before you need it, like if you're gonna take a bunch of damage, you pop that fifth dash to proc the jackpot. You get a shit ton of healing instantly, and then everyone around you is gonna generate overshield. So you pair that with a Daredevil or an Iron Fist, and you were just in their backline for 20 seconds. It's crazy. It's so
I'm
good.
100% behind that. Yeah, I
It's
think
so
it's
good.
people talk all the time about cap stall potential and venom and stuff like that, and I keep telling people I think his sword alt, if you're ever on a point and you need to buy time for your team to get back, is unmatched. I think it is,
Yes.
and he's so mobile. It's so tricky and annoying too because you're constantly right clicking off domes and doing it immediately to someone else in a different spot, and it's so tricky and hard to land cooldowns to stop you from doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs his upgrades because you can't. It's so hard to get the jackpot without upgrades. But once you get it, once this
You got to
character
get the
gets online,
dash.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you proc your sword ult and your DR at attack speed on top of that, and you have a Daredevil with you or something, like I was saying. It is just the strongest form of dive in the game. Like you could just sit on their backline for forever. You're both generating shields for like you're both 500 HP the entire time, and it just doesn't go down for so long, and it's just good. Like I don't know what else to say. It's good. I think once he gets his
yeah.
upgrades, he instantly becomes like top of S tier, like arguably best in slot tank in the game once he has all of his upgrades. But because he does have to scale, I think it's reasonable to say that he's high A tier, low S tier.
I like that. I mean, he's one of the very few. I mean, he is a hit scan tank. People say like, "Oh, Emma's hit scan." I don't count laser. I don't count short, like short term burst hit scan. So I would say he's like the only hit scan in the game too, which is nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'd agree. He banks on upgrades, and that's the reason I keep him in A because if you try to switch to him later on, you're screwed. You like can't do that.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I do think he's got some unique stuff that no other tanks have. I think his stall potential is great. Again, his bubble shield can be good in the right time, and I think you're saying it. I agree. The damage reduction in the attack speed buff is by far the best ability. I think the biggest problem people have is
yeah.
as you're climbing, they use it for the attack speed and for nothing else, and you got to make sure you don't do that.
Yeah, and I think he also has a really good matchup in a Thing and Groot as well, which is important because those are hard meta tanks.
Yes,
Yeah,
agreed.
because he has good damage in the neutral with his attack speed and his guns. And he's so dynamic too, like all the Deadpools, like more so like tank and DPS. I think your upgrade path is going to change depending on the comp that you're playing against. But you could very easily, instead of upgrading your sword ult, you could just upgrade gun and aura as the first two, and then you could just shoot Groot in his face and Thing in his face, and they can't do anything. You do so much damage.
Yep, that's the easiest matchups for him. That's all I do when I'm playing when I'm playing Vanguard Deadpool and it's against a group. I literally stand there and do nothing else but put bullets into his head 24/7.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. I'm actually gonna throw him S tier, maybe even above Thing, maybe above Emma. I think it's arguable too, but I have them in between
Oh
right now.
shit.
But he's good.
Okay,
He's just really good.
cool. I'm down.
All right, so I was wrong. He was not the last. We forgot because she's at the bottom of the tier
Angie.
list. Angie, yep, Angie. I think Angela's insane as well. Like it was like I was saying at the start of the video with like the tank balance in this game. It's really really good. Like this is the best state that the tank role has ever been in. I think as far as balance. Like they are
Sure.
all good. I think Angela's also S tier. She's just really really good, really solid, really annoying. She just is the best hero in the game on certain maps like Hell's Heaven or a Rocco First Point. She just does so much. Her ult is insanely good. Um, it combo. I think Jeff Angela is the best combo in the game. You can't do anything. There's not a single hero in the game that can shut it down besides Moon Knight and Namor.
Yeah. I think I think she's right behind Mag on S is what I would have put her.
Yeah,
I think she's
yeah.
disgusting. I
I
think
think
she
that's
does something
reasonable.
unbelievably unique, incredible movement, off map potential, which we know how strong that is on
Yep,
certain maps as a raid boss, and is like a must player ban
yep.
depending on the comp obviously that you're running. She's one of those heroes that forces your tank to go thing, similar to like the Wolverine, that you just having that much power on a team is insane.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God, Ship. We also
And
forgot
Rogue.
Rogue.
I know. I
Oh my
was gonna
God.
drop it after it.
Lark, man. Jeez. Okay, there's so many tanks now, bro. There's so many. It's crazy. The as much as I complain about this game, the fact that this game releases a new hero every month is just unheard of, bro. It's crazy.
Insane.
It's so
Yeah.
insane. And that's like by far the best part about this game is how crazy like Deadpool releasing a character like Rogue and Gambit and Deadpool like all back to back to back with how complicated their kits are is just insane. Like I don't know how they're able to pump out this content, but shout out to NetEase for that. But I think Rogue is still a mystery, honestly. Like she's the one tank in the game where I still feel like I'm trying to figure out how good or bad she is. I think
Mm,
in theory, and I've seen Rogue be really good, and I've talked to Vespa about it as well. And he says that Rogue is S tier with Gambit and A tier without. And I'd have to agree,
agreed.
but I
Agreed.
think she is really hard to play. I think she is an Imma victim and a Groot victim and a Thing victim. But I think her ult in a coordinated environment, when you have these support ult fights, if you're playing like Loki Sue mirrored, right? And team one uses Sue ult, team two uses Sue ult right afterwards. If your rogue pops her ult towards the end of the Sue ult to stop the Loki from copying, it is the best ult in the
Mm,
game. It just
yeah.
immediately deletes the lair. And I think that is her strongest kit, or strongest part about her kit. And I think that she is the tank that you play into triple support. The only way triple support wins is if they're allowed to lair their ults and outlive you through sustainability. Like they win inevitability. And she takes
Yeah.
that out of the game. So I wouldn't put her lower than A tier for that reason alone. Probably high A tier without Gambit, but I still think that it needs more time for people to cook on this character because I haven't played against like a rogue demon that's like, man, this character is broken. Like I haven't felt like oppressed by a rogue player.
Yeah, I had the same conversation with Vez, and I was even saying I agree. I think the team up makes her disgusting. The AOE puncture potential on the kick is disgusting. If you're stacked at all with four people and you land one kick with the Gambit team up through them, it almost insta kills the backline. It
Yeah.
is actually insane how much damage that does. So I think that she has to go S with the Gambit team up. But yeah, I think she has a lot of issues and she's very vulnerable up front. So I think she has to be A. I was gonna say maybe potentially top of A, but
Yeah. I'm gonna leave her high A. I think she's worse than Venom,
okay.
better than Cap. We'll leave it there for now. And the reason I'm leaving her A is because Gambit's permabanned. Gambit's never in the game.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
true. That's true. Unless
I'm
they
done
think
with
they're
that.
better at the Gambit comp, which we've seen a bit in tournament, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right. I think that's every tank, right, guys? I think. I'm scanning over
That
again.
is.
That is every.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay. We can move on to DPS. All right. So worse than slot. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. It's Black Panther. Uh, do you agree? Disagree? I don't think there's that much to talk about.
Oh no, it's a guaranteed agree.
Yeah.
Black Panther's got to go worse than slot.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
mean,
I mean, yeah, yeah. I
the
think Wanda's even
spear.
better than him now for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. The spear damage did nothing for any breakpoint besides you can spear dash dash 250s if you have the max damage bonus from being low, but his passive is so bad, like you never want to be low HP as a diver before you go in because you could just die to like any random chip damage, like it's
Yeah.
I really don't know why he's been so bad for so long. Like my theory is that he's really toxic to play against, and he's just like a
Mm-hmm.
toxic, unhealthy character for the game. And even though I like playing Panther, I have Lord Panther. I understand that, but man, does he just feel so bad to actually play. Like I have to sit here and think through the devs, like actually play this character, and it just has to be no,
Well,
like he's miserable.
my thought is it's a similar case to Wanda, where in a low elo, there's just no shot they're landing shots on a hero that's moving like that and is able to instantly destroy. Because I'm sure even in low elo, he still is, right? So if
Yeah,
you make him too strong, there's no other option. Similar to Wanda, where it's like there's a no, you don't have to aim with Wanda. So in super low elos, if she was buffed with her left click damage being too strong, there would be no other option but to play her. So they can't nerf or they can't buff that part of that character. So that's why they buffed her right click, which is a skill shot, and her stun, which is in a similar vein, like you have to kind of land it.
yeah,
So for him, it's really tricky because it's like we really can only go spear because if we make the dash too strong, there's no other option in some of these elos.
yeah. I agree. I do want to address something in chat that I'm looking at. So Monster says that Panther should be that Wanda is the worst in slot because there's no situation to ever pick Wanda, but there are situations to pick Panther. And someone said that I picked Panther in the J3 tourney, which I did, and I stand by because Panther, his only niche is if you're playing into Loki with the thing banned, you're playing a dive comp, and they're in a tight room. All three of
Yeah.
those conditions have to be met, and then he's playable and he's good. But only then. If any of those are not met, he's immediately terrible again, and you should never ever pick him. The reason I have him as worse in slot still is because this is a ranked tier list. We're not in a coordinated environment. Those conditions will never be met in ranked for the most part. And he's also way harder to play than Scarlet. Way harder. It's not even close. I think Panther is like one of the hardest heroes in the game. You make one mistake and you're instantly dead.
True. You can't miss a dash. Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't. So for those reasons, he's going to remain in worse than slot. But though
And the new
if
changes to Namor help against him too. Like
yeah,
just that more squids.
yeah, exactly. Buffs to Hulk as well. Like people playing more Hulk means Panther's worse because AoE bubble. GG, your dash is a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is just turbo buffed every patch. Panther doesn't get anything. Like the DR and the ult is nice, but it doesn't. Whatever. Panther sucks. All right, Black Widow. Okay. So in the past, in my tier list, I put Black Widow like B A tier because I think that this character used to be hyper disgusting and take over a game like no other when she had that Mantis damage boost. And every Black Widow is going to get a Mantis damage boost if she's good because people want to win. And there's just nothing better in any hero shooter than a hit scan one shot. But every
True.
single support is 275 now, basically. Like,
Yes,
and because
exactly.
of that reason, she's terrible. Like they buffed Loki to 275, they buffed Cloak to 275, Luna, Sue, and Gambit are all 275. So you only have like Atom and Rocket that are 250, I think now, and Mantis. But like nobody plays Mantis outside of triple support comps. And if you're playing Widow in a triple support, you're trolling because they're gonna have two other supports that are gonna be
Hmm.
275, and it's gonna be very unlikely that you're farming their Mantis on cooldown. And you're going to lack the damage to do anything. Her ult, being able to one-shot people if damage boosted, is really good. But I mean, I think this character maybe not D tier, maybe C tier. I think X-Like has enough success on the character,
Disgusting.
yeah, to make her C tier. Like I think X-Like is the prime example of like what the character's capacity is, and he's just like the best in slot player in the world at that character. And I still don't even think it's like that bad. Like he needs Mantis to be a hero, and I will go Mantis for my boy in ranked. But I think
Oh,
if
for
you give
sure.
her, yeah, if you give her Mantis, probably B tier. But since this is a ranked tier list, most people aren't going to be able to do what Xlek is playing or doing, and she needs damage boosts at all times. I'm going to throw her in like bottom C, maybe high D. We'll see. But oh, Ultron's
Yeah,
another 252.
I'm with you. I mean, you got to throw a double shield in front of her, and she becomes significantly worse too, even if she is a raid boss. Against X, that's typically what we do every time: is just throw a double shield and just try to be annoying. Mag's pretty decent because you can just kind of walk and keep yourself safe at all times against her and just constantly pressure her. But again, yeah, if you're landing shots, if you're in that flow state and you're a damage boosted widow, it's a miserable game because your backline can't get out the spawn door.
Yeah, yeah.
It leaves them at 1 HP on 275s, I believe, too. If you damage boosted, I think it's 1 HP.
Wow. That's funny.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll leave her low C for now, and we'll come back to her. So Hawkeye,
No, I'm with that. Yeah.
I think this character is crazy good. I almost want to put him S tier. I think Hawkeye is insanely good.
Okay,
Like
I could see that. Yeah,
maybe A.
I
I'll
would
leave
say
A for
because he
now.
just doesn't have off angle potential, right? Like his biggest
Yeah,
problem is he
yeah,
has no escape. Like Phoenix has iframe, Hela has iframe. If Hawkeye tries to off angle and you chase him, he's like doomed. He's what is he gonna
yeah,
deflect every bullet? You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm down with that. He's much more vulnerable than those two, even though he does have a one shot. His ult is really, really good, but is instantly shut down by Mag or a support ult. Except for Cloak, you could just instantly kill Cloak. Obviously, you just headshot her in her dash. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down with A. He's just been buffed so many times. He's just really good. If you one trick Hawkeye, you're gonna be a demon.
Yeah, he can be really good.
Yeah. All right, Hella. Same thing every patch. You have a sniper that has invulnerability, a stun, an AC 130 ult. Like I've made 3 rant videos about hit scans in this game, and I'm sure I'll make a fourth when Elsa Bloodstone comes out. Because my predictions, I don't know if you know anything about that character, Shib, but I'm predicting that she will have a hit scan sniper rifle, some get off me tool, whether it's like a pushback or she moves herself or she moves both like a Ash Coach gun, and some type of stun or slow or something, because that's how they design their hit scans. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I could see something like that in every single like image they show her with like Beast. So I'm wondering if she can like bob out a Beast, you know what I mean, or something like that too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we'll see.
I'm not sure. I could see it being. I said like I don't know shit, but I was like sorry for swearing. I gotta lock that in. But I don't know. I don't know what she is at all. But I could see her being Ash for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. All right, moving on. We got Iron Fist. So Diet Thor, my boy just typed in chat actually. I would like if you could give me your opinion on this, buddy. I think Iron Fist this season is A tier. He got pretty so the buffs initially when I talked to some of the people in the Iron Fist community, we thought that it wasn't going to matter that much because the way how this character works with the base form before the empowered block is you need the 5 hit combo and then the kick to be able to insta kill someone, or you need 6 hits
Mm,
and then the kick to be able to instantly kill somebody. Um, but the damage does stack up over time on the like the base form hits, and there are a lot of times, especially if I have any follow-up whatsoever, is that I'm killing someone pretty quickly if they're not like reacting to me with the kick damage and the increase on the punches. So he feels a little bit better. Maybe he's like 5 or 10% better than he used to be. And he still has his crazy damage on tanks, and he has more damage on supports now. So he just feels a little bit more dynamic. But his problem is because of the amount of damage he does to tanks, you are supercharging support ult super fast. And his damage is really, really high sustained damage, which is the problem. Like burst damage is king. It's always king. And when you have high sustained damage, so long as the supports can match whatever that DPS output is, their ults are always better than yours.
True. Yeah, I just think just how much they're slowly, subtly buffing him, and his just invulnerability is such a problem. I always said high A because I think he's one of those tank busters that I just struggle with on almost every tank to find a solution for. I
Oh
just
yeah,
think
he's so annoying.
he's
I
just
can't
so
stand playing
annoying.
tank in Iron Fist. It's so annoying. I can't play.
Yeah, that's how I
Um,
feel. I feel like with Fist even more so than Wolf now, because with Wolf I'll just go thing, but Fist now, like, yeah, like, he can't escape, but he's still just absolutely mowing me, and he doesn't really care. He just blocks and slowly escapes the AOE and then is flying away again,
yeah,
kicking
yeah.
away.
And Diet says that he's the same as last season. He's a little bit better, but not suddenly S tier. Yeah, I agree, buddy. I agree. I think he's good. I think he's also pretty versatile too. Like I don't think you'd ever have to swap off of Iron Fist unless they go like solo tank Emma triple hit scan.
Mm. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I always said like my bias is I want to put him in S because I can't find a solution for him, but I think he's A.
yeah.
Should be A.
All right. Let's Magic. I think this character just sucks, bro. I think she's just bad.
Do you?
Like
Yeah.
especially with Thing and Poke, like the Poke characters. Like, is there a guys? Am I like missing something? Is there ever a reason to pick this character? I know she's super popular on console still, and she has a good win rate amongst the one tricks, but like every time I play against the Magic, I just think, man, this character is useless.
Yeah, she's one of the few DPS that has such a hard counter that you can't play her anymore, and that's where it gets tricky. I think she's also the reason she's super loved is because she's really great when you switch to PC with a controller. I think she's a great controller melee hero, and people find
Yeah,
success with her switching to controller, so they love her for that.
yeah. I,
But I
I'm
think she's C too.
I'm down to keep her in C tier because the one tricks can make her work. I do see her sometimes. I think her ult is decent. It's just man, picking this character into like Bucky, Jean, Hela, Thing, like you can't play into Thing. Even Hulk could be annoying. Thor, like I don't know. Flyers. She just she just struggles, man. And she has fall off on her sword still. I don't even play the character and I want the magic mains to just get that taken out. Like please, Zeong. Here it goes. Remove fall off from magic sword. Please. I don't know why that's in the game.
she Yeah, but that's one of those characters that you play thing. She is just gone,
Yeah.
just gone from existence.
Yep.
Even
Alright.
Emma does a good job too.
Iron Man, this character sucks. He just dies to everything, blows over like a
Yeah.
gust of wind. He's like, he might as well just be flying tissue paper, bro. He just like dies. He gets hard countered by so many things. His ult is too telegraphed, too easy to deal with. Magneto is in every game. Every mag will
hmm
just save their ult for your ult. They made him so much louder when he's flying, so you can't do the season one flank with Gamma. He obviously doesn't have the Gamma anymore. I can't believe that they nerfed him a couple patches ago when they like decreased the I think they decreased the amount of overshield that you get when you press the what is it called like the
Oh yeah, I
overdrive or
remember they
whatever.
nerfed him, bro.
Yeah, I
Yes, you're
couldn't
right.
believe
Something
that.
like that.
They nerfed Iron Man. Like what? Whatever. I mean, he's
Yeah,
just bad. He's just bad. There's nothing else to say.
yeah. I said he's the worst flyer. Storm at least gives damage boost,
Yeah,
and that's huge
yeah.
for getting out of the spawn door.
He's definitely the worst flyer for sure. All right,
Yeah,
Namor. Dry Namor is crazy. Now, I see this character.
much better.
Bro, I streamed for 12 hours yesterday. No, 13. I think I played 7 hours of ranked. And this character was in almost every game. Like, almost
Yeah.
every single game. He just, like, he's just good, bro. Like, he's, like, high A tier. With team up, he's S tier.
Yes.
Like, he's just insane. You could just pick him anytime that you want to, anywhere. And you know what I learned about this character yesterday? I didn't know at all for the entire time I've been playing this game since alpha that you get your squids back when you hit shots.
Reduces cooldown. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
about that too.
yeah,
Honestly,
I
I
didn't know
don't play a
that.
lot of them too, but I'm pretty sure I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the buffs him and Squid has more HP now. It's more annoying to take out. He's totally fine to play without team up. Like he was a team up, just like he was locked into team ups virtually every season. This is the first season where it's like just play him because he's strong as can be and just
yeah, he's just
is a
good.
nuisance despite if they're dive. Yeah, he's just good. Just
Yeah,
does good damage.
he's just like another version of Bucky. Like if Bucky's taken and they're playing dive, or if you don't like playing
Yeah.
Bucky, just pick Namor, and you can just pick dry Namor, and it's chilling. He's just good.
Yeah, and he'll win trades even if I mean if you're going against like hella Phoenix, like it's different. But I'm saying like outside of that, like he's totally fine for poke trades too. He's like
Yeah,
a
that too.
problem. He's a
Yeah, that
huge
too.
problem.
Yeah, he's just he's just good. His ult is also really really good at shutting down support ults too. Your team can
Yep.
focus fire them even if you don't hit the center, or like cloak you can instantly kill.
Good with Groot too, and Groot's disgusting right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, Groot Namor too. Yeah, he's just really really good. All right. Moon Knight, I also think so. I went on a bit of a Mantis arc for pro play, just like triple support is like so popular, or whatever, right? I like played the character
Mm-hmm.
from 0 games to Lord, and
Wow.
Moon Knight was the most boring character I ever played against, bro. Like because I'm a 250 support with no mobility, he would onk me and I would die. Just no
Yeah.
counterplay, zero skill on his end. He's just kidded. Like he just I don't know. He only loses to characters that can if he gets overwhelmed by dive. If you have one diver on you, you can deal with it. But if you play against like a Capsai or a Spider-Man or something, you're gonna struggle. So I think he's bottom A tier, but I think he's just good. He's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a tank. Essentially, treat him like a tank. He's super vulnerable. He's a big body like Punisher. He struggles into the super powerful hits game, but he does so much damage in such a short window that he's always going to be good and has an insane ult for combination ults with like Angela or Groot.
Yep, hard agree. Moving on. Okay, Psylocke. So I'm actually surprised that Psylocke isn't as strong as I would think that she would be on paper. I don't see a ton of Psylocke, and when I do see her, she doesn't feel that oppressive.
Yeah, it's weird because I kind of feel that way too. But like her ult's just so strong. But I'm with you. Like I feel like I haven't seen Silex just hard carry games in a while. But
Yeah.
you think she's completely out of A? I can't decide that. I can't. I don't think.
I
I
th
didn't think that.
I
But
think so. I've played a lot this season, and I just have not seen Psylocke like ever. And when I do see her, the only Psylocks where I'm like, okay, this character is still decent is like Tap or Nectar. Like that's it.
mm-hmm.
And if we're
Yeah,
making a ranked tier list and not a pro one, like if majority of Psylocks just don't feel that super impactful, she's definitely not a bad hero, and you could definitely one trick her. But she just doesn't feel like she can access, but like she feels weird. Like you don't do as much damage in the neutral, like shooting tanks,
yeah,
as
true.
a hit scan, but you're also not able to access their backline as easily and as consistently as like Spider-Man. So it's like she's in this weird position. She's definitely good, and also triple support she's unplayable into.
And she's one of the few ults that if Loki pops greens, you just do nothing, and
Yeah,
that's a
you
big
just do
problem because
nothing.
Loki's really good.
Yeah,
But like for example, even Spider-Man, you're gonna pop greens and you're gonna stun them, and they're very vulnerable at the end for you, likely to clean them up.
yeah,
She's sitting there, and everybody's just looking on the ground for the circle to see where she's gonna spawn and just try to burst it. In the millisecond, she can't do anything.
yeah. I'm actually down to have her B tier, historic low for Psylocke, and I'm surprised she hasn't been turbo buffed to be the best character in the game. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, please don't do that. We don't like playing against
Yeah,
one-shot assassins, guys. Invisible one-shot assassins, rather. Let me clarify. She also lost Emma team up.
yeah. I mean, I'd be cool with her falling down more and more. To be honest, I think she's had her time, and it'd be cool. Well, similar story, which for Phoenix and Hell, I wish they would change up, but I don't
Yeah.
mind some of these super strong duels in the past going down.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone would like to see more variety. I think Duelist is by far the least balanced role. I think the Vanguards are the most balanced, and we'll talk about the strategists in a bit, but it would definitely be nice to see a switch up in the Duelist meta. And I mean like a real switch up where Iron Man is good, Magic is good, Panther is
Yeah,
good, and Hela Jean can't be permanently played in every position and just be the best in slot. Monster said that Venom
yeah.
and Psylocke combo together can kill through support ults, and she's good if someone's diving with her, which I agree with, Monster. Um, if you have a Venom
Team
duo
play,
with
she's
you
really
in
good.
team play, she's much much better. But in ranked, I just haven't seen this character perform to the degree of which I would put her in A tier. I've seen all of these characters above be super oppressive and annoying and take over games. I don't think I've seen a single Psylocke do that this season. And if I have, it's been so few and far between, I can't even remember.
I mean, yeah, we're cooked. We're like Caster cursing ourselves, and it's going to be just nonstop Psylocke domination. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with you, bro. I'm with you
yeah,
100%. I haven't seen it this season, and it's weird because I actually just played against Tap yesterday. He was disgusting, and we had a really good Psylocke on our team, and we ended up sneaking the game away. And the Psylocke was MVP and looking strong. But I was like, I remember telling chat right after, I was like, that might be the first time I've ever seen a Psylocke MVP this season.
yeah, yeah, legit. So I don't know. We'll see. We might put her A tier towards the end, but I'm fine with B right now. All right. Punisher. I think he's B. I think he's B because his ult with Gambit and his shotgun are so good. But man,
Yeah,
he is worse Moon Knight, I think.
is a solution to getting out of the door for triple spawn hold. That's where I would say, at least in the very top, in ladder, Moon Knight's played a lot more frequently and can have a huge impact. But in pro
Yeah.
play, it's pretty much get out of the door with Moon Knight, Punisher, and Storm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Maybe C tier. Maybe C tier. He just
But I think no, I'm with you. I like B because like if they go Hulk or Thor, you pull out the shotty and it's like, oh, like you're taking over that front line. You're removing them. I don't
yeah.
hate B.
Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. He's also very easy to play.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next up. So Spider-Man. Okay. So Spider-Man has developed a reputation for the start of the game as being like a very weak, hard, difficult to play character. But I think over time, as people have mastered this character, and I think the biggest buff that they ever gave him was the bonus 10 damage on his uppercut because it unlocked one of his combos to be able to one tap 275. And while that is hard, it happens consistent enough where I think he's a very, very strong character. I think he's very good right now.
Same.
Probably the best that he's ever been in the history of this game, and I think he's right below S tier. If you help your Spider-Man, you give him a dive tank, because everyone in America, they just like to play their Groot triple support front to back poke slop. But if we play dive and we help our Spider-Man, this character can play into everything and is good. Like he's just always good.
Yeah. I think what I was joking about is like I think Spider-Man's always been pretty good. I think for this season you're starting to see him take over, but it's just crazy to me how many times in ladder play where Spider-Man just absolutely carried the game, and I'm like I'm sick and tired of putting him in low tier. I don't see how this is going to change. He can be so strong with coordination, any sort of coordination, and he's honestly incredibly annoying and a huge test for every backline 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue if you have a full comp built around Spider-Man, you could put him bottom S. Like having a character that could be anywhere on the map at any time and do 80% of your life on a guaranteed combo from hitting one right click is just insane. His ult is good too.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%.
Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna leave him in A though because I think he's hard to play. So we'll do. And there's also like
Yeah,
decent
I
answers too.
agree.
Yeah. All right.
He has a huge skill ceiling and a pretty high skill floor, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Squirrel Girl. I mean, maybe you could argue Squirrel Girl is worse than Panther, honestly. I think she just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, there's like not much to really talk about with Squirrel Girl. She has a horrible win rate, has always had a horrible win rate, has a team up with Iron Man, which is also another horrible hero, and it just does like 80 damage on a 20-second cooldown. The ult is bad. She's really easy to hit for the hit scans. Her only niche really is like if you're playing into Groot and like triple tank comps, but
Mm-hmm.
your damage is really like easy to deal with, and supports just hypercharge their ults, which support ults are 10 times more impactful regardless of the support than your Squirrel Girl ult. So, I mean, is she worse than Panther? Arguably, but I think she's easier to play,
Yeah,
so
I
I'll,
would
I'll
say
leave her in
potentially.
D. I'll leave her in D because she's just easier to play.
Okay. Yeah, and you see a lot of like, I mean, that's like the lower side of rank ladder. Like she's just played all the time, and people think she's busted. But
Yeah.
as soon as the hit scan comes into play, where people are landing shots, she's the Punisher frame with a slow moving projectile that you can move out of the way of, and
Yep.
her only escape is a float that you can just absolutely destroy her in the sky. So
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yep. And her root is a projectile that's like pretty hard to hit, and it's pretty bad compared to all the other stuns in this game. So, yeah. All right, Star-Lord. I think Star-Lord's good. He always has the
Yeah.
same issue where I think he's probably the most balanced character in the game, at least in the duelist role. Always has been, where his strength in the meta constantly shifts based on the things around him and not himself. He's very easy to deal with, has very clear strengths and weaknesses. He loses to poke characters because he doesn't beat like Hela or Jean or Hawkeye at close range. And if he's not going to win at close range, he's obviously not going to win at long range. So, but the reason you pick Star-Lord is because he is a character that has a gun and a jetpack, and having mobility and a gun is really good in this game because it allows you to deal with so many different threats and allows you to be versatile. His ult with Gambit is probably the best ult combo in the game,
Yeah.
with Gambit in particular. His ult is really, really good against stuff like Jeff, against Storm, um, just anyone that has like a difficult time just hitting a target in the air. He's just really, really good. So I would say his neutral isn't the best, but because his ult is so good, I'm gonna throw him in A tier, probably above Moon Knight and Iron Fist. But I think he's worse than Spider-Man, Namor, and Hawkeye.
And one of the cool thing, or one of the things that gives him a like just a buff in terms of moving forward in A, is he's one of the few duelists that, besides obviously like when you're talking about Phoenix, where if you run him in a triple combat, he's the solo duelist. His job is to farm alt with Blaster Barrage as fast as possible, press Q, and force out some alt faster than they can get alt, and
Yeah,
that's all you're doing. And that is why he's played a lot in the very top of pro level, is because you literally Magneto Blaster Barrage like crazy, press Q, and hope that the Magneto has an answer, the strategists have an answer, and you do it faster and come back faster and force another alt out, and that's
yeah,
all you're doing. But
yeah. And
he's good at it doing that. So
for those who don't know, the Blast Barrage is the spin. So the bubble spin is like really, really good together. But yeah, I think he's solid. Who's next? Storm? I think she's C tier, above, maybe below Magic. I don't think she's good. I think she has the same problem that Iron Man has, where she is really, really vulnerable, but she does a ton of damage, and her ult is pretty decent. So for those reasons, I'll put her above Iron Man. But like, I mean, you get rolled by basically every character above her besides like Iron Fist and Moon Knight. But like, Punisher dominates her, Psylocke dominates her, Spider-Man's unplayable, Hawkeye can take you out pretty easily, Star-Lord is unplayable, Namor is pretty difficult. It's not that hard to hit shots on Namor and Storm. Hela's unplayable, and we haven't even gotten to Jean Grey, so like, I don't know why she's not 275 yet. I honestly should. I think she should be, or at least have some type of movement ability, you know?
yeah, I think she's due something. I think if you make her, if you like give her the torch treatment potentially when she's in speed mode and make her very tricky to hit because she's thin like Torch 2, that could be something that helps her. It's weird because she's another one of those things where as you're climbing in certain elos, Jeff Nado's, oh, it's such a good answer, but then you Phoenix all it and you take them both out before they even get a single KO. It brings them to 1 HP, both of them, and you win the game immediately. And you 2-for-1
Yeah,
trade ultimates. Her value is the damage boost, and it can be good. It brings Punisher into a better light. It brings the hit scan into a better light. Good against the triple Vanguards, but I'm with you right now. There's really nothing else that she's doing better than the top two duelists in the game. I'm not sure what the answer is for a change for her. I was seeing some things like, I don't know. Yeah, I think the movement wouldn't be bad, or it's like when she's in damage boost, she can right click 3 times, and that makes her a little better, more of like a hit scan, you know?
yeah, yeah, I agree. We'll see what they do with Storm, but for now, she's definitely on the lower end of DPS. Okay, Wanda, same story every patch. Very easy to play, a lot more dominant in lower elos, but ult is too easy to deal with. Her neutral is really bad. She gets outranged, and again, range damage is very good in this game. Her stun is very slow. The bubble radius is very small as well. And she just doesn't have the tools to be able to deal with everything above her. Is she better than Squirrel Girl or Iron Man? One could argue, but I think all of these characters down here are relatively low in strength, and um, I think I'd put Squirrel Girl above the two of them because at least I could think of a niche for Squirrel Girl, but I can't ever think of a reason why you'd pick Scarlet or Iron Man. Like there's like no conditions where they're good other than they're easy to play.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see like the niche for Wanda now is the instant stun's not bad against some of the like she kind of can be considered anti-dive if you're playing around your backline and you could stun out some of the alts that are annoying because it's instant now on landing or when you reactivate it, which is cool to have a stun on command. And
Yeah,
whereas I would say Squirrels is a little slower and doesn't, it's a root, it's not a stun, doesn't stop anything. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think that, yeah, it doesn't matter because it's D tier, and realistically I'm with you either way. It doesn't,
yeah, we're not. Yeah. Okay. Bucky, I think Bucky is the most meta off meta character in the game. And kind of what I mean by that is like he's very strong, but he also just like gets outpaced by hyper dive. Hyper dive meaning double dive tank, dive DPS. And if you can even manage it, Jeff as well, like flank Jeff with hyperdive is crazy because he just spews a water cannon. It's kind of like what Yeah We Lost does. I don't know if you've watched any of their matches before, but you basically set up a kill box. Your Jeff goes in flank because he's just Jeff. He can go wherever he wants. And this water cannon that he has, it just pierces every enemy. It pierces your allies as well. It heals and does damage. It tracks Sue so she can't go stealth because she's constantly getting ticked. And it just enables a playstyle where you could just hard dive. And I think Bucky is good into dive, but if the divers are like really good and coordinated, he kind of like can struggle a little bit. Like he doesn't. He's got tankiness and he's got pretty decent damage. He's got CC and everything, but with like good focus fire, he can't really like fend off against it. He's not very mobile, and he can't really poke out the divers before they come in the same way that Hela can. So would I say that he's easier to dive than Hela? Absolutely not. But Hela has the ability to pressure the divers before they come in. And if you're chunking a tank, like if you hit one headshot on, let's say you hit a headshot on a Spider-Man before he swings in, he instantly has to like wait, and then it slows the time down with the entire enemy team. Or if you chunk a tank for 300 health, they're gonna have way less uptime in your backline, and it's just like more annoying to deal with. But he's still really strong. He does lose to characters that outrange him as well, like Hawkeye, like Namor, like Hela, like Jean, that type of thing. But he's just solid. You can never go wrong picking Bucky.
Where did you put him in the tier? Oh, you put him in B.
I
Okay.
put him in B for now, but I think he's A.
I
I
think
think
he's
he's
A. Yeah, me personally,
probably
because
right
well, you
there.
got to think like some of the advantages of him is like really good alt, also a combo ultimate, really good with some of the best alt combinations in the game, despite even who you're landing an alt with. If you have
Yeah.
a Bucky coming in and your team focuses, that's it's a huge ultimate. It's a huge thread, constantly generating self heal. Really good into Loki, who's going to be really strong right now. And coordinated dive is always a big problem, and having somebody that's pretty good in a coordinated dive is nice, and I think it needs to be A.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think he's probably better than Star-Lord, and maybe better than Hawkeye too. It depends on the player, though.
Okay.
I think he's more consistent than Hawkeye, but he's always solid, has some weaknesses, can struggle if the pace of the game is a little bit too fast for him. But in ranked, it's going to be very rare that you play against a hyper dive comp in the first place. And if you're just fending off against one or
True.
two
True.
divers as Bucky, you're chilling. Like you were hard
Yeah.
chilling. So yeah, he's good. All right, Wolverine. So I think Wolvie is like B.
I hate
I
him.
think there's so yeah, I know you do. I think there's so many answers for this character now, and he's really strong when he's good, but even his best matchup before Groot is now a skill matchup. And if I'm just looking at all the tanks here above him, like there's not
Yeah,
one
I think
where
he's a
I'm
worse
picking
Iron
Wolf.
Fist.
Yeah, there's not one where I'm picking Wolf and I'm like, man, I'm about to take over this game because it's gonna be so free. Their tanks can't do anything. Strange is the only tank in the game I see. Yeah, like you're mine, buddy. Like I'm about to farm you. You're going 20 dust per 10 unless you swap, you know?
Yeah, no, agreed, 1,000%. You have to go. I mean, if he becomes a raid boss, you have to go Thing.
Yeah.
Emma's not bad, but even so, one diamond cooldown on a heavy cooldown is brutal because he's just going to come right back.
Yeah,
But
even tank pull has the ability to deal with Wolf. If you save your aura, if you get grabbed, you could just get up, pop your aura, and jump on his head, and then kite back with your dash, and you're fine. Um, and then the Wolf always has to do something because you have a gun, so you don't have to play as aggressive against Wolf. So like, I just think there's so many more answers to him now than there used to be.
yeah, the problem is his damage reduction like stacking. Like if you damage reduce, he's got some sort of pocket. He is very difficult to drop, especially with the. Not only is it a cool like essentially you think Deadpool is passive right where he's getting that HP, but he can get taken out in it. You get
Yeah,
an iframe essentially when you're on Wolverine. Like you are very he's just very annoying to deal with. But yes, he has way more answers than Fist right now. I think.
yeah. So where would you put him? Would you think B's worse than Iron Fist and Moon Knight?
I
Worse than Psylocke?
yeah, yeah. I mean, see, this is the one that I've admitted I've had bias with because these two characters take me out of the game. So I put them in A instinctually because it's like I no longer have autonomy over who I'm playing. I have to change in order to accommodate that, and
Yeah.
that's kind of a problem. But so I put him in A for that reason. But I'm willing. I agree with you. He's a worse than Iron Fist. So if you're talking about the same type of character, he's worse. So maybe B. But I put him in A.
I think you can put him in A above Iron Fist if
I
you
can
have
see B.
fastball. I think fastball puts him above.
Oh yeah, agreed. And if honestly, low key, like Thing can kind of play with him too. You throw, you collide with him on the dash, and you get damage reduce, or you purple whoever's you're attacking together, and you're insane, and you just get
Yeah,
out.
yeah. If you throw your wolf at like an Emma, even before she gets her diamond off or something, and your thing comes to her and purples her, you could just take her out before she's able to pop diamond.
Yeah, and then who does she choose in the moment? Right? You're both chunking her for percent HP.
Yeah, yeah. So if fastball A, but for now I'll leave B.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about Mr. Fantastic. Um, I think he's just Mr. Mid. I think his niche is if you're playing. I should have asked Quackley before we did this tier list too, but I don't imagine he would disagree with this too much. I think this character is really, really, really good in dive mirrors. Like that's where he excels. He has really good matchups into
Yeah.
melee characters, but he's just a worse version of the thing where if he gets poked out or if anybody outranges his punches, he can't really do anything. Now he won't die, but are you picking a character that can output more in his role? Like no, like he's just gonna exist, not gonna die, but he's not gonna do anything either, you know? Pretty
Yeah.
decent into
Yeah,
triple
I'm
support,
kind of with you.
but
I think
he's just kind of mid, you know?
yeah. I'm with you. He's a similar thing where it's like they're going full melee comp. He's like he's really good. He's really annoying and he stalls forever and he's like another tank. But yeah, also good into triple M's just because he's just always on their head and has nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I just don't see like he's just not like that much of a threat. A lot of the vanguards can handle him and they do have hard CC for him. You wait for him to try to go inflated and you try to burn him. And as soon as you see his chest cool down, you mess him up. And Groot's obviously really good into him too because if you wall around him, he literally can't do anything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I agree. I think he's just the definition of mid. Like, not bad, not good. He's just
Yeah, I
there.
think B's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
perfect for him. Okay. Torch. Man, this character is the biggest fall from grace in the history of this game, bro. Like he was so crazy for like what was that, like 2.5 seasons, I think?
Yeah,
And then they
he was
nerfed
he
him
was
into
he
the
was
ground, and they gave him a little bit
his
of
his
love.
bands were like in the hundreds
Yeah, but now he's just
in the pro tournaments.
yeah. Now he's just bad, bro. He just doesn't have the output. He just so much downtime. He just can't really deal with anything. They like kind of shadow nerfed him with the cluster change where like the spread is tighter. And I'm a big Torch enjoyer. I have this character Lord on almost 3 accounts, and like he just like he can't do it. He just can't keep up with other characters. I think if they were to bring down the entire power level of the game, like we saw in season 5, they buffed literally everything, and they've been on this buff craze where like they're not really nerfing that much, and they're bringing the power level of the game up even higher, which is an own conversation in itself. But I think Torch in particular, I think maybe he's worse than Magic Man, better than Storm, but I think he's C tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say in terms of flyer, I think he's better than Storm, but Storm has more use. Like you're gonna see Storm, you won't see Torch at the very top of like in pro play and stuff. Because, or at least I don't think so. We'll see, but because Storm has the damage boost and that's nice. But yeah, in terms of like neutral and potential, I think he's better. But the use case of Storm's damage boost is just better. But yeah, I agree. I think she needs to be behind him.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave him in C for now. He's just, yeah. All right. Next up, we have the best character in the entire game, Jean Grey. There's not that much to talk
Yeah.
about. I mean, you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. Like, we're just talking about a hero that is a hit scan that has insane damage at long range, insane damage at close range. She's 275, self-healing when she procs her passive, AoE damage, a stun, a instant blink that gives no direction of where she's going. Like, BP, they could add a dash trail, but they can't for Jean Grey. Um, what else? Has on-demand flight. Alt makes her invulnerable, full heals her, destroys all deployables, can go cross map, one shots you, procs her passive. I mean, what am I missing here, bro? Like, does this character not have like everything? Like, is there anything else that she's missing?
Yeah,
Like, literally,
no, she
like,
literally has everything. A threatening alt, iframes, a ton of movement, ranged hit scan, stacking a stun, stacking damage across the board where it hits everybody
yeah,
in a group. She does everything. Yeah,
yeah,
and
the
she's
stun
good
is a
anti-die
bomb
because you
too.
just stun would. Yeah,
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 and when she blinks away, she leaves a clone that marks you and can proc your passive that heals you and does damage. Like, this
yeah.
character
She's
is
disgusting.
I think that she even after the weakest she's ever been was when they removed her Beyblade or her Beyblade tech. I think she was still an S tier character and better than 99% of the DPS in this game, and people were just like brainwashed. Like I and they proceeded to buff her fall off and buff
Yeah.
her ult's HP. Like I don't know what their obsession is with Jean Grey, but this character is unbelievably broken, and the gap between her and like Iron Man is two different games, bro. It's like
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think they maybe did that because they thought removing the Beyblade tech was going to hurt her, and it's just everyone was like playing her like a brawl hero at that point. So they just maybe people were mistaken like how they played. I think I fell into that trap too, where I put her below Hella for the season following, but I still said she was disgusting because I think she is disgusting. But
yeah,
yeah, I think she is the best tools in the game
yeah,
for sure.
easily. I think she's the best hero. Actually, no, there's one better
Oh yeah, I
hero.
put her above Groot.
We'll get to
I put
him.
her above Groot.
Yeah, but all right.
You're talking
So
about Gambit.
yeah, we're talking about Gambit. Spoiler alert. uh,
Yeah.
okay, so Blade. It's really funny because these two characters came out at the same time, like the same season. One has just been horrible the entire time, and one has been broken the entire time. And I still think Blade is just terrible. I never see him, and anytime I do, I just point and laugh because he's just worthless. He doesn't do anything.
His dash can interrupt some cooldowns, which is annoying, which I found out the hard way, which can be annoying if he's stacking backline. But yeah, I don't think he does anything better, right? Like he just does everything all right, and his
Yeah,
ult's all right.
yeah. One of
But
my
the anti could have their.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Uh,
I was gonna say like his anti like in team play, the fact that you can stack antis to be like it's like I don't even remember what the percentage could be now. It's like 72. Maybe there's something there to that if you're really coordinated, right? Because that's insane how much anti you can apply. But outside of that, I don't think he's got anything.
yeah. One of my good friends is a Blade. He was a really big Blade enthusiast and like one trick before they did this most recent patch, and he was telling me that this patch is arguably a nerf for Blade because his gun does less damage, and they removed the anti from the gun dash, which like they just made it do a little bit more damage, but they removed the entire reason that you would ever use the gun dash, which was like kind of situational, where you could use it on like a thing or something, um, or like an Angela, or like a mag that didn't have his bubble, and it could be good, like where you would gun dash them and swap to your sword and hit them whenever they were antied, but like
Mm,
the fact that it's even up for debate that one of the weakest heroes in the game got nerfed is just crazy with Jean Grey in her current position when they came out in the same season. So I think he's D tier. I think he's worse than all the DPS above him. Um, I think he's better than Iron Man, Squirrel, and Scarlet, but he's just bad.
okay, I could see it. I would say bottom C, but it doesn't really matter. I think he's in a different tier than that. I think he's somewhat playable, but
Okay,
I,
we can do
I
that.
I'm with you. And it's weird because the change that happened with him, like yeah, I think it messed with the anti. I could go back and look at the values, but I think it's still you still apply decent anti on gun dash. I thought, and the only reason you remove it is if you go blade dash, it like removes the slow. I can't remember exactly what it does, but I have seen that at least in his dash combo, you can now in one rotation take out a 275 HP backline. I believe. So I think that's the only real change. He has the able to or he has ability to be able to use his dash and start off a combo with that dash to clean up a backline before they can really react. But it's again, it's super situational, and he's I don't know, he's just not great. I'm with you.
Yeah. All right. Daredevil, and then we'll talk about DPS pool last before I forget. So I think Daredevil is the most overrated hero in the game, but he's still very, very strong. I don't think he's S tier anymore after the changes. I think there's a lot of things that can contest him and deal with him. But if you play Daredevil, especially with another diver, you can still absolutely take over the game. The reason I'm leaving him in A tier is because I think he's really hard to play. But I think with the buffs to Namor, with the buffs to Thing, with the nerfs to Daredevil, with no changes to Jean or Hela, he just cannot do what he needs to do as effectively as he would need to be S tier or higher.
Yeah, I think the change to his essentially his chain is grab. Now removing it so you can just spam your devil's cooldowns or your left or right click after you pop the ability. It makes it so he's less spammy and more tricky. So you need to be more skillful, and that's gonna inherently make him a little worse. But yeah, like you can't just face roll the keyboard and kill everybody. But now he's tricky, but he's still really good, incredibly strong. I think he's right up
Yeah.
there with Namor. I
Yeah.
would say.
In pro play, I would definitely put him S tier 100%. But I think for ranked, it like high A tier
Yeah,
is good.
agreed. Cool with
Okay.
that.
So for DPS Deadpool, this is where most of my time on the character is, and they recently nerfed him where they made it to where the clutter on your screen from the aura is a lot worse, like or sorry, it's a lot less.
Mm.
So much less, which indirectly is a nerf to Deadpool because if there's more stuff on your screen, it means that you're less likely to be hitting your shots, which means that the Deadpool is now taking more damage. Now, on top of that, they also made it to where when you ulted as Deadpool and it was on cooldown, if you died, the cooldown would reset and you could build it again. So going in and ulting every fight with Deadpool was really, really good. You would just build your ult instantly, and then you would use it, and then you would die, or you would get your value, and then you would either jump off the map, or you would just wait until the next fight started, and you have like a 15-second cooldown before you could start building it again. Which sometimes it was better, depending on the match, to literally just kill yourself so you could get it back. Um, but taking that out of the game and making the aura worse, like definitely hit the hero hard. Now, I think he is the worst hero in the game without upgrades. Like he is so bad, but he eventually, once he gets his upgrades, especially he gets his katanas, his aura, both of his right clicks and gun and sword, and his sword ult upgrade, he goes to S tier. He becomes the best dive DPS in the game with all of his upgrades. Like super strong. No one is doing what a jackpotted Deadpool with his aura on and your backline is doing. Like it hides your health bar. He's jumping on your head. There's all these Deadpools running across your screen. And if you have like a Cap or a Venom or a Rogue or anyone else helping you, it is just so good.
Yeah. I think his only downside, really, the reason I don't think he's like super S is just because he is very vulnerable. He has no way to sustain himself, and he is very vulnerable to being grabbed by
Yep.
Emma, to being anti-streeted if it's on the ground on your backline at all, and everybody just plays on it. He can be doomed in those moments. So
Yep.
that's where, like, the little differences with something like, for example, you're getting over shield when you're playing, I don't know, any of these characters, even Daredevil, right? Like, to help sustain yourself in these fights and win the neutrals and back and forth and trades and the random tick damage you're taking, he has none of that. And that's the downside to him. So that's the reason I don't think he's busted. I think
Yeah.
his most damage puts him most vulnerable.
I think this character, because he is so polarizing, and I think, in my opinion, he's the hardest hero to play in the game. DPS Deadpool has so much stuff you need to track. You need to know the upgrades as well for every game. Mechanically, he's very difficult. Saying like you have to like actually be able to aim with this hero with the hit scan. You have to like I'm still not that great at min-maxing the jumps because the jumps give you bonus health and it resets your auto attack timer for your piercing attacks, which just increases your like output. And his swords can also
Yeah,
headshot, which
just
you have to aim with.
headshot damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Like he has so many things in his kit that like people don't really know about because it's so complicated. And all of his jumps and all the tech and everything, he's just so hard to play. But I'm gonna believe him B tier. I think he's a good character. You should think of him as a dive DPS that you pick if you are playing a dive comp and Spider-Man is gone, like you can't play Spider-Man or Daredevil for whatever reason, or Star-Lord or something. Like it's so hard to find the right situation for him. But man, if you can get your upgrades, if you get full upgrades, you are just S tier, super strong.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think perfect for B. And then if he's completely juiced out, he's an incredible problem.
Yeah. Yep.
100%.
Okay, I think that's all the DPS. Scanning the. Yeah, I think we're good. Obviously, we don't know what Elsa does yet. I'm gonna go ahead and throw her in S tier preemptively because she's a hit scan, but we'll see. Okay. Let's just start
Yeah, we
off.
will see. I
We'll
don't even know
start
what role
off.
she's going to be. I don't know
Surely
what
it's a, surely
how
it's
to
a
be duelist,
duelist.
but
Surely it's a duelist. Like there's no way.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we'll start off with Gambit. You'll just get this out of the way now. It's just the best hero in the game, the best hero they've ever released. Nothing spells your entire team's impending doom than hearing the voice line "Gambit never folds. You're all dead. Go next fight." Unless we have one of our own. Um, the healing nerf that they did to his ult is impactful. Sometimes I've been able to get uh, limbs on gambits that have been overzealous, but I mean, for the most part, it's still the same thing. This character is 275, has two dashes that go cross map, has an anti, has burst damage, has a knockback, has a chain heal, has like three cleanses, has the best ult in the game, has good damage, has a like a damage amp and a self heal on demand. Like it is just a super overloaded kit. There's nothing bad about him, and he's the best hero in the game, even after his nerfs.
100%. The only thing the nerf changed was that you can't just completely double dash into the backline anymore. You have to save those to be somewhat protective, one at least, just to get away. But that's it.
Yep, yep. I would really like to see them just completely remove the heal and the ult entirely. I think that that would really bring him in line.
Agreed. I said that as well. I think that changes a lot of things.
Yep. All right. Let's go to Adam. So I think he's not great. I
This is a
think
tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, even in the context of triple support, I don't think he's that great. I think he's the worst support. I think he's worse than Ultron now.
Yeah, I could. Oh, do you? I was gonna say maybe Ultron might be worse, but only for super. But because it's tricky because when he's in super coordinated play, he's good. He is good, but it has to be. That's then pro, and we're not doing that for that. So
Yeah, yeah. I think Adam with Loki on first point holds is really good. Like definitely really good. And even in maps where it's like it's even if it's not in pro play, like if you have an Adam player and a Loki player that knows how it works and like how to actually like res, it can be really, really strong. But that's so niche and requires players that have scrimmed it before or knowledge of the pro meta from like either watching or just having friends in the scene or being in the scene themselves. And I just think all that stuff is so unlikely. We're making a ranked tier list. It's gonna be too uncoordinated. I just think he's too vulnerable. Like he's food for so many different characters. Psylocke, Spider-Man, Deadpool. Like he just struggles.
yeah, I'm cool with worse than slot, especially with like the damage boost on Ultron now, which can have some effect, and he can be, especially for ladder, better. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, Cloak and Dagger. I think this character is insane, Ship. I think this is the most slept on hero in the game. It is like I play dive heroes, and this character you can't kill her. Like you just can't. She drops the bubble, immortal, immediately.
True.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's so good. Like I want to put her A tier so bad, man. It's just there's so many bad cloak players. So she gets a bad rap for being a bad hero because the bad players are on her because she's so forgiving to play and she's so easy to play. But man, does the bubble, it's like the bubble alone is so good. And it's not including the damage amp, how she can double window now that she's 275 now. She can make her entire team immortal with like the fade. Like if you get group grab, the only thing that's going to keep you alive, besides lamps, is a cloak fade. You can live the genal, you can live the whale.
true. I think all that stuff is true. I think the only thing that puts her maybe not a like you're saying would be the fact that her alt is the most counterable out of almost all the strategist alts in the game. There's a
Agreed.
lot of answers. Any
Yeah.
sort of displacement, even Groot, you all you have to do is alt any wall that she's near 3 feet in the sky, and she immediately dies. She can't fade it if she's already caught.
Actually,
Angela, Bucky,
yeah.
Hawkeye, who's in a good spot. Any damage boost, Widow, even any sort of stun CC. Her alt, which in a very alt focused game is one of the worst out of the strategists, and that's why she struggles. But her neutral's far better now.
Yeah. I think I'm actually wrong. I don't think that you can fade when you're grilled. I don't believe you can.
Uh, yeah, you can't, but you
You
can,
can't.
but
Yeah.
you can alt when you're Groot alted. But if you
Yes.
save the Groot alt for when she's alting, that's a different story. She can't do anything after.
Yeah. So I would say she also hard shuts down Jeff, which does matter sometimes, but like Jeff just can't ult against this character. I agree. The ult is the easiest to counter, and she kind of reminds me. She's one of those characters that like if you're playing in the dive, you just pick cloak. But if you're not playing in the dive, never be on cloak. And I would say in ranked,
Yeah,
especially in an A, dive is not that common. But if you do ever run into it, this character is a really, really solid pick to have in your back pocket. But I'm down to drop her to B tier because a lot of conditions have to be met for her to be good. But she's much, much better than she used to be.
yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. I mean, I was thinking initially when they did the two stacks of the cooldown, I thought you could double throw Terror Cape and hit for 60% damage or whatever it is. That would have been insane. But the 2 seconds between is enough to where they can't stack because it
Yeah,
only applies for two.
yeah. All right, moving on to Jeff. So I think how most people play this character, he is C tier. He's not that great.
Agreed.
If you're just sitting main with Jeff, you're not doing anything. If you're going to pick Jeff, guys, public service announcement, you flank with Jeff. Even in 222, you flank with Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell your other support, hey, pick something that can play it like that can survive, like flake yourself or pick invis or pick a rocket or something. I'm going to flank, and you hard enable one of your DPS or one of your vanguards to just kill their backline. You just run behind them, you spray their backline, and then you just enable them to like do whatever they need to do. Your ult is super, super strong if comboed with something else like Angela or Groot. I just think he's a solid character, and if you're flanking with him, he is really, really good. In coordinated play, I'd put Jeff S tier. I'm no, I wouldn't put him S slot, but I'd put him S tier for sure. But for ranked, I think bottom A is good. if you're playing him that way. If you're just sitting main doing nothing, C tier. So maybe B.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of answers to Jeff. I think he's great as you climb. The best Jeffs are insane. Like you're saying, flanking Jeffs are nutty. I think his alt instinctually people just have answers to it now. Like every alt, every even Vanguards now have a way of avoiding it and just pressuring them. But
Yeah.
good combo alt can be good. If you're running in double and they're running very pressuring duelist ultimates and they're running that Star Lord and stuff like that consistently, sometimes it's just like not gonna work if they're doing their job. But if a good flanking Jeff is impossible to handle.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Loki.
So I'm
Uh,
cool, B.
yeah, Loki S tier, just 275 now for no reason. I hate that they changed Loki to that. One of the things that I would always talk about with the strategist role is like the way that they decide what characters are 275 and 250. I think Mantis and Adam should be 275. I think Sue should be 250, Gambit should be 250, and Loki should be 250. If you have a character or a supportive character like Loki Gambit, and these characters have so much mobility. Loki has a cross map teleport, Gambit has cross map dashes, Loki can make himself invulnerable on demand, he can be permanently
Yep.
invisible. We don't need to give a character so many options to be able to deal with threats and make him 275. It just makes no sense. It's just Adam
I
needs
like
to be
that pitch.
275 because he's an immobile character. He has zero movement ability whatsoever. Loki has teleports, invisibility, and invulnerability, and he's 275. It's just it doesn't make any sense.
No, that's fair. That makes sense to me. I'm with you on that. Like that's how it should be. I think that would make things more balanced on that front for sure.
Yeah,
I think you absolutely give it to the ones that are struggling at the bottom, is like Adam.
yeah, yeah. But Loki's just crazy good. Ult is the best ult in the game. Will always be the best ult in the game because you can choose whatever your ult is. The greens are crazy, crazy mobility. I
That's the
mean, we
best
already talked
ability in the
about
game.
the
I
greens.
think I think I think I think his regen or domain, regenerative domain or whatever it's called is
Yeah,
the best ability in the game. It's an ability that could shut down ultimates, similar to Adam,
yeah,
but instead of it being on a shitty or a crappy crappy hero like Adam,
yeah,
bad habit. Instead of being on a crappy hero like Adam, it's on a really good hero. So it's like you're giving a disgusting hero an ability to shut down ultimates with just the tap of a button.
yeah.
And
And it's
Adam has
instant
that, but he's
cast.
not the best hero.
It's
Yeah.
instant cast. Soul Link is a wind up. And it only has like a HP threshold of 600. Loki's full heals you, and it's instant.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah,
I didn't even know about that threshold. I didn't know that. I didn't know Warlock Spawn has a threshold. I didn't know that.
yep.
I thought it was a time base.
No, it's 600 damage.
Okay. Well, you know.
All right, Luna. I think she is good. Like she, A tier, A tier for sure. I don't think she's quite Loki Gambit level, but
Hey,
she's
yeah, I
good.
don't think yeah.
Yeah, really good damage. Hard
Agreed.
to play. I think that her full potential is never actualized because I think generally speaking, and don't shoot me for this, I'm just reporting the truth here, support players, but the support player base are the worst players. If you throw a DPS player on support and a support player on DPS, the DPS player on support is going to outperform the support player every time, like 10 out of 10 times. It's just a harder role. There is more mechanical demand and there's more demand from the DPS to be able to get value than there is support. And you can measure this so easily just by playing Deadpool yourself. Like if you play support pool or heal pool, whatever you want to call them, and then play dual pool, it is so night and day difference how much harder it is to play dual pool than heal pool. Like, just go try it for yourself if you don't believe me. And
Touche.
so
I could see that.
yeah, so if you are really really good at aiming, super solid mechanics, I think you could argue that Luna would be S tier. But I don't think there's a lot of support players in the game that actually actualize her potential just because she's hard. I think she's probably the hardest support.
Yeah, well, she's hit scan support. Yeah, I'm with you there. I think she doesn't have a ton of solution to dive. Like she does have freeze, but it's one cooldown. You just call out and she's in trouble. I think the new change definitely keeps her in A because I think flaking yourself is sick. I think being able to heal and deal more damage is a good idea. And a lot of the time in a certain comps, you're keeping that on yourself like 24/7, especially when they have somewhat of a presence on you. But I'm with you. I think she requires a lot of skill because she doesn't have a ton of answers besides just really hitting shots on people coming at you.
Yep, I agree. So I'm cool with A because she's also vulnerable to dive. Okay, Mantis I think is also A, but Mantis is A for the reason of she is triple S tier, one of the best characters in the game in triple support, and she is probably the primary triple support character. Like if you were trying to ban out triple support, you ban Mantis. But her 222 variation is much worse. Like you can play Mantis low key in 222 with dive, and it's still really good. But she's just so much worse outside of triple support that I think leaving her bottom A tier is good.
I'm with that. Yeah, it's just enabling your duelists. You get all that. You enable one-shot compositions, but again, you trade off the burst healing potential. She's not as good in double, like you're saying. Triple, she's a monster though, and in top level play, she's been like super consistently because of that. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's just a big problem for triple.
I would really, really like to see the devs add a 10 to 15% healing reduction across the board if any three support characters are on the same team, and giving Mantis her own individual buffs so she could be played in more 222, like make her 275 and give her like an extra leaf, and I think she'd be like much better in 222.
I could see that. I think that that's not a bad idea. I think we have like a hive mind because I said the same thing where it's like I said 20, but I was being dramatic. I was like, give everybody a 20% healing reduction if it's going to be triple. But
Yeah.
and and some of these cooldowns can say like I'm cool with crystals being in the game and stuff like that. No change of the damage buff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. I think that's not a bad idea for the change in general. But yes, I think Mantis needs to stay A because in double she enables a lot of the high damage comps to have a good chance of taking you out, your team out at least.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Okay. So Rocket, I think Rocket's like solid. Like his ult is good. Like it's kind of crazy, Shib. I know that you've been around since the beginning, and you remember when Rocket had like there was this big whole thing with Rocket was bad because his ultimate didn't give you any like defensive
No health.
capability, no health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
now it's back to being 40% and it gives you the regen.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
it's
the first nerf
crazy.
was we'll give you regen in 20, and then the new change was all right, we'll give you both. And
Yeah.
he's just the answer to dive. He's if you're struggling to live, you play rocket, or if you're on a certain map that you know you're gonna want that BRB used. He's got a very low skill floor, a decent ceiling, but probably the lowest of both in terms of the whole roster. But he's
Yeah.
really good against it just to try to stay alive, and that's where his value is. And his
Yeah.
ult's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rocket's really, really strong against and with dive. The BRB is super, super strong because in dive comps they're going to be trading a lot. But like the whole point of dive is that you get back so quickly that it's always a positive trade. But if you have
Yeah.
Rocket on your team, you're back even faster. So just being able to guarantee 7 lives for your team is just really, really good. Ult is good for comboing and killing through support ults. And yeah, he's just good. I'm never upset when I have a Rocket on my team.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think the people get a bad taste in their mouths with Rocket, and I mean no disrespect to Rocket mains because some Rocket mains give a bad taste because they're throwing that ult on the enemy backline and they're destroying it in 0.2 seconds. The nuance with Rocket is finding a place to put that ult where it's overlooking on a second floor somewhere that's a weird spot for them to look at, and your team gets value out of it, or you're comboing very well with, for example, even like a Punisher. And just melting things quickly, or Venom, or any of that kind of stuff that's just going to make the team just explode, and that's where he's really, really good.
Yep, agreed. All right. Let's do Sue. I think Sue is still what? You think still S tier? I think so.
S, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe worse than Loki, better than Loki. What do you think?
I'll say worse just because he can't copy Gambit, right? She
Yeah.
can't copy Gambit, and that's enough. But I think outside of that, yeah, she's like she's really good. She has a ton of self survivability, can help fight some of that dive. Does have the self shielding for your team to play around. Has push and pull. Has push inherently off of her melees. Can weave fine. Has the orb to win duels. She's disgusting. She's good.
Yeah, I agree. The nerfs are noticeable. I have been able to take out Sue's
Yeah,
beforehand that I wasn't able to, or now that I was able to beforehand. But
truth.
yeah. All right.
And for some reason, I feel like she's for some, and I don't know this. There's no validity to this. No one's gonna be able to tell me this is the truth. But for some reason, like I'm landing strange alts on her. I feel like far more than I was ever able to. I don't know why. If they did something to the shields, or if it's just the way the strange alt's landing now. I don't know. I just seem to be landing them far more on her. But yeah, that shield doesn't seem like it's providing as much of a invincibility. But you're right. Definitely more easy to take out. Yeah.
All right. Um, so we got Ultron, and we'll talk about heal pull. So I think Ultron, man, this character, I really wish they would have taken him in the direction of nerfing his gun instead of his healing. I think his damage was the problem before, not so much his healing. But now that he can't heal at all, really, uh, he is just so much worse. And now they did add the damage boost back, and I do think that there's actually a comp with like Spider-Man and Ultron that could be really, really good in on paper. Because Spider-Man is able to make use of the drones so much better than other characters. He can go in on the timing of like the drone's damage amp very, very consistently and get value out of it. And like giving Spider-Man a breakpoint change, it results in a kill, which doesn't for other characters. So like I don't think a lot of teams have experimented with that yet, and I think he might be better if you're playing him with dive because he wants to be a chess master, right? Where he's just flying in the air. He can be wherever he wants. He's not contested. He has his two drones and he's just shooting whatever his team is diving. But other than that, he's just worse than all the other ports, like supports. Like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm with that fully. I don't think he's in the best spot. I think the damage. I haven't seen a lot of value out of the damage boost comp because if you're running him in double, and you're not fully committed to dive and self survivability, and like even then he's kind of screwed when you're running a comp like that because he's so vulnerable. But
Yeah,
uh, yeah, I haven't seen real good utilization of that damage boost. That's why when you said the Spider-Man comp, I was like, oh, maybe there's something there that could be good. But
yeah,
yeah, outside of that, I don't see a lot of success with him.
yeah. All right, and the last, but probably not least, I think definitely overrated is heal pull. Now, heal pull has this tech where you can jump on people's heads and get your ults insanely quickly. But from playing a ton of heal pull myself and playing against a ton of heal pull, I think this character is so overrated. Like his ult is just so mid.
Yeah, I agree. I think he is overrated. I think the consistently banning heal pool is not the move. I don't think it's
Yeah.
that much of a threat. Like, it's yeah, you can farm the ult, and I think when you made that video, honestly, bro, I think it terrified a lot of people. It's like, oh my,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
have
like
support
Nuke
ult every
Gambit.
fight. But it's like,
Yeah,
dude, you can still take people out through it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Where would you put him? I would say maybe A because he can hold his own
yeah,
too, which is good.
he's solid. He's solid. He's not bad. He also like benefits a lot from the upgrades. I think he is the least powerful fully upgraded of the three pools, but the most powerful base pool.
Yeah,
So I think because of that, he's more consistent than the other two, and his aura is really good. His swords are really good. When you get upgraded gun, it increases his healing quite a bit. The sword ults is obviously really, it's so easy to jackpot on this character too. It's the easiest to jackpot with because the disc that he throws, it gives you a stack for jackpot.
oh yeah,
Whenever you hit enemies and allies,
on
so you can
allies.
instantly jackpot pretty quickly. Um, so yeah, he's just solid. Not horrible, not super great like the three above him. I think he's probably worse than Luna and Rocket, honestly, but he's not Atom or Ultron level. Or I think he's better than Cloak too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And yeah,
I'm with you on that. I
that's
think he's perfect. I think he's just another one of those vanguards you can switch to if they're really annoying the backline, and you provide KO pressure and the ability to keep yourself and your team up back there.
yeah,
So that's
yeah, for
big
sure.
value.
For sure. I think I'm going over looking at it right now. I don't know. Let's go ahead and sort it real quickly. I'm not seeing yours, but I imagine it's pretty similar to mine. Groot, Phoenix, and
Ye-
Gambit are the best in slot.
Yeah, I put Gambit in front because why not, right? If you're going to order, but
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Like if you want to do supports first, that's fine, but I'm not gonna like order each
oh, I
individual
see, I
character
see.
just by their role, right? Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and then I have
yeah, we're probably
Mag.
similar. I'll look and make it matched.
Yeah, I have Mag, Angela, Emma, Thing,
Yeah,
which I think is good. And then Hela's the best duelist, and then Loki, Sue are the best strategists in S tier.
yep.
Maybe, oh, is it the case where Hela's the only S tier duelist and the rest are A?
Isn't that what we? Well, I mean, there's that's where I was saying there's some conversation I would say for Star Lord because of the fact that he's so good with the triple comps being the solo duelist. So there is conversation with, although you're right, he does lose the trade at range, especially and if there's really good poke up front. But if he's played with the way that they're playing him in these team comps, it's like he's only blast barraging with a bubble, or when there's no one focusing him in the back line, he's doing something tricky because he can just escape in a minute.
Yeah.
So there's a conversation with that. The conversation potentially Namor, potentially Bucky that could sneak into S, I'd say as well, but or in Daredevil, obviously. But it's tricky.
Yeah.
That's like a ton. It's just like which one do you choose?
I mean, I would be willing to throw Daredevil, Namor in S tier. Daredevil in between Hela and
Okay,
Namor, but Namor is just so good and consistent now, and you don't even need him with Hela anymore, bro. Like he's just good.
agreed.
He's just so solid. Um,
Yeah, 100% agreed with that.
yeah. And then in A tier for the tank, who do you think is the best tank in A tier between Hulk, Rogue, Venom, and Cap?
See, I still, when it comes to Hulk, I still want to see top level Hulk play. I mean, he's a nuisance. He's a problem. But if you go heavy burst damage or you do have like a Hawkeye, you put one in his head, like he's immediately lost 75% of his HP and he's trying to jump away. But I think Bubbles a sick cooldown. I think the alt change is nice. I don't know that he's the best though. I don't know. That's where I'm hung up. I'm not sure. I don't think that, but I also could say the same like downsides for the next three. So I don't know. Uh, if it's super coordinated play, Cap's really good. Venom's good with damage boost compositions, and but struggles into some of the stuff that we're seeing now, and even Thing or even Hulk. He struggles into Hulk as well. I would say. I think Venom's one of his biggest counters is Hulk. So I don't know, dude. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with keeping him at the top.
I think I'm okay with that. I think because Hulk is so hard to play in access, we could drop him below the other three. I think there are very few players in the world that can
Okay.
make Hulk as good as he is. But definitely A tier for
Yeah, I
sure.
agree with that.
I think Venom top A, and then Rogue, then Cap, then Hulk.
Okay.
And then for Duelist, it's
I
Bucky.
like it.
It's Bucky's top A, then Spidey, then Hawkeye, then Star-Lord, Iron Fist, Moon Knight.
Okay, Bucky, Hawkeye, Star Lord, Iron Fist, Moon Knight. That's exactly what I got. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then Luna, Mantis, Rocket, and Heal Pool.
Yep.
Okay. And then for
I
Tank
like that
Pool,
too.
I'd throw Tank Pool in between Emma and Thing.
Emma and Thing. Yeah, see, I'm still unsure about that one, but that's I told you that I think Tank Pool's the best. I just don't know. I want to see the best of the best. It's gonna change my opinion, I think. I don't know. I still think he's at the bottom of SFS. I would think top A, but
Okay.
but again, I'm with you. This is yours. I'm with you to give discourse. There's only two things that I stand out differently with you, and that's this one, which I don't know if he's S yet, but I know that he's good, and then Strange. I don't think Strange is C,
Okay.
but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah. So B tier, we have Thor as the mid tank. And
Yeah,
then we have for Duelist, Psylocke, Wolve, Punisher, Mr. Fantastic, which I like that
yeah,
order.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then
perfect.
Cloak Jeff.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then Doctor Strange. So tell me, where do you think Doctor Strange is in seats or
I
sorry.
think he's got to be A. I truly do believe that. I think he's another. You play him like a melee vanguard. He's super disruptive in the backline because he has a shield that's fat, and then he has an ult that can take out strategists, and then his ult's super mobile now. It's like so it's way easier to land big plays. I think he's got to be A. But I respect what you're saying. Is if you're maining Strange, you're neglecting your team from being able to just teleport on command, which is a big problem, and that's why he's got to go down there. But I do think that if you're there's the rare situation where you're not also falling with the team in those moments where you can't switch off if you needed to in time, but it can happen. So I don't know. I'm with you though. Again, this is yours in the end of the day where it's going to land. I just don't think he's in a. I think he's in a great spot personally.
Okay. I think it's hard to say because the reason I'm like so uh hard on Strange is because that TP thing, that's a really big deal. And also he just gets
True.
rolled by so many melee DPS. Like he just can't play into Iron
That is true.
Fist, can't play into Emma, loses to Thing. Angela gives him a hard time. Um, he's got decent
Yeah,
matchups
I'm
in
with
the
you.
like the dive tanks, but like I'll put him up in B. I'll put him above. Is he better than Thor though?
Uh,
They're so close, bro. I think they're
I mean,
so close.
if we're yeah, they're very close. I'll say incredibly close. I don't have an answer. Let's leave Thor in the front, but then you say to yourself like, what's realistically the best cooldown in the game? It is Portal, but like,
Yeah.
and that's no doubt. So that's just something you have to think about. But that's like, do we even count that as part of the hero's kit? Like, yes, it's part of his kit, but it's also just like you're leaving him on the roster so you can press F and then teleport in anytime. But it's like,
Yeah.
as terms of in the battle on my team, I think he's right next to Thor. I'm cool with that fully.
Cool. All right. Um, C tier, we got Magic, Human Torch, Storm, Black Widow, Blade, and Ultron. No tanks in C tier.
Yeah, I think his tanks are in a good spot right now.
Yeah, tanks are a really good spot. And then D tier, we got Iron Man, Scarlet, and Squirrel Girl, which I don't really care about this order.
Me either.
Okay. And then worsen slot,
That's fine.
Penny,
And there's an argument for weird small things with all of them.
yeah, Penny, Black Panther, and Atom. And again, guys, just to reiterate, Penny is not bad. She is just the worst tank. And the tanks in this game are really well balanced. They're all good. It's just Penny is the worst one.
Yeah, and she still has great maps, but losing a mind spawner is definitely going to hurt her. But she does have some really good stuff, like the stun on command. But outside of that, she's just very vulnerable. So vulnerable.
Yeah, I would say if Penny would be B tier if she wasn't in the worsen slot tier.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, and I think that's everything. I like this. I like this a lot. We pretty much agreed on like 98% of stuff, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the same game. Like, it's
Yeah.
exactly. It's funny because the small nuance changes are just because like I play Vanguard 24/7, and you know what I mean. You're a duelist and you've played strategist, so you have like the only opinions that were slightly different were from that. But even then, we're like right on top of each other where all these should go. So
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and post this tier list on Twitter right now. I'll tag you in it, Shib, and then it'll be uploaded in a couple
sounds good,
days
brother.
when everything gets edited and stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to watch you guys to watch you cast in the J3 tournament coming up. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure as always, man. Talking to you. Always been good hanging out with you, and I'm stoked to see this thing posted. I'll definitely, like retweet all that kind of stuff. I rarely use Twitter, but I'm still gonna be on top of that. But let me know when it's posted across the board.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you.
All right, brother, man. I gotta go do my driveway and get rid of 2 feet of snow. So I'll
Yeah.
talk to you probably tomorrow. I'm gonna hit you with a raid.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I'll catch you later.
All right, peace, bud.
All right. W Shib. W Shib.